All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for some Cosmonarchy, Zerg versus Zerg. And Kenoli is here in the top left of Air Gap, a map he made. He is the Pumpkin Zerg. And in the bottom right, we have, I'm just going to call him Grass Eater. To be honest, it could be somebody else trying out a new name. But anytime I see a name that doesn't match a player and they're playing Zerg and they have low APM, I assume it's Grass Eater. So he is the Snow Zerg in the bottom right. And he will be going for a Kagrant opener, while Kenoli seems to be doing the same thing just a little bit later. So thanks for checking out Cosmonarchy. I love the Zerg mirror in Cosmonarchy. I think it's pretty fun. There was a period of time where some top Zergs were complaining about the rush to the 10th Zoracore, and I think those days are kind of past us, but to be honest, I haven't seen too much top-level ZVZ recently. I think the most active players in that matchup at the top level were Krakatoa and Arbuz most recently, and they were the only ones who were really playing against each other. Hamster wasn't supremely active, so I don't actually know if the Teth was really all that it was cracked up to be, but we've seen some adjustments in general, and I don't know that they're going to be the pièce de résistance that everybody seems to think that they are. But anyway, that being said, I do like a ZVZ. I do like a little bit of a Zerg versus Zerg. And, you know, at the same time, yeah, I knew that was coming. I could see that coming a mile away. At the same time, in my opinion, there's a... like, you don't see the mirrors, you won't see the mirrors as often because we just added a 4th race. But, I don't know, there's something about it that I think is still pretty fun to look at. Now, speaking of fun to look at, I don't think this is going to be enough to kill this. Oh, it's going to be tight. With the Drolets, I might have just barely pushed it over the edge, yeah. But hey, regression allows you to get your worker back after the structure, as long as it's not actively trying to mutate, so that's pretty nifty. You know, sure, he wasted 50 minerals, but he did send a message. And now we've got 7 pairs of Zethicores being made. Pool on the other side finishes up. We got that second Larvosk on the way, faster than his opponent, and instead of going for extra production himself, Grass Eater is going to expand and make himself a Vornath Pond, an upgraded pool. Well, there's definitely way more Zeths for Grass Eater than there are going to be for Sir Kenoli. And we don't have Quas coming, it's only Zeths. So this could potentially be a problem. He has no defenses. At the very least, he's moving out on the map, and so he will catch these Zethicores initially. Well, some of them weren't on attack move there, but that was a brutal surround after that. Oof. Oof. Deadly. Let's see. He's made 2 pairs of Quas. He's made a couple pairs of Zeths now. And actually, I think Grass Eater, I don't know if that was intentional or not, he ended up moving to the left of the ramp. That gives him some more time to make some Quas, and he was targeting the egg instead of the Larvosk. He will kill the Larvosk, so that's pretty big. But the Drolets are out. He's trying to do what he can to kill things. He only ends up killing Zeths. Could have killed some more, you know, workers in that situation, try to get more efficiency out. All things considered, Kenoli kind of got off lucky. Got off easy on that attack. 3 Droleth lead for him, and he remorphs his Larvosk. So that's an expensive amount of Vespene lost. But he kept most of his workers. Well, I guess all of his workers, technically. He even got his scout back. Second Larvosk is coming for Grass Eater, and he's got the Hatch Expand, so that will be an advantage in terms of production for him. He proceeds to 18 Zeth running across map at 2 minutes. Yep, it's Grass. Makes the worst target selection. Yep, definitely Grass. Shopdog with some call-outs to Grass Eater in the chat. Yeah, all these VODs that you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching them on YouTube after the fact, are from a live stream. You can catch me live when I'm live. You'll see a little stream schedule in the Discord server if you join that. I guess I should probably post it on the YouTube community post or whatever, but I forget to do that all the time. Speaking of live, we do have a weekend wage coming up. You might see these homies in there. So check it out on Saturday, the 17th of January. And check out Kenoli charging in to attack this hatch. It is undefended right now. We got some Quas on the one side and Quas on the other. And actually, Kenoli can win this fight if he targets right. I say that. The Vorvs coming in will frustrate that positioning quite a bit. I do like the cycle back, though. I think that using that little Adrenal Frenzy passive for the Quas is pretty nifty. So, almost instantaneous punish there. And the Calcure Lake coming for Grass Eater. He wants to get up to some more shindigs, if possible. Kenoli sending his idle workers over to harvest. So they've actually got pretty similar timings on their expansions after all, but Grass Eater did just make a ton of workers. Scouting with a Vorvikor. Gets bopped by Quaz. Yeah, if Grass Eater ends up getting a lot of Lyrilisks out, then he will definitely take an advantage in the fight. Lyrilisks own Quazalisks. It's pretty one-sided. As long as the numbers are relatively even, of course. But Lyrilisks are also way more expensive, so it is kind of what you would expect. No extra tech coming for Kenoli, however. He's got a lot of minerals. Watching for the other alternate avenues into the base. He's got one Quaz up here as well. I like it. You know, Kenoli made the map. He definitely knows where to position his units. Sort of 3 lanes there. Actually steps them forward a little bit. It's funny, we've got Zets on the other side. Grass Eater also thinking the same thing. That's pretty cute. And the Calculator Lake is on the way for Kenoli. And he's going to make some Nathracores. Well, this is exactly what I would predict happens, you know? Nathracores and turn into Calculisks. Kenoli definitely likes the Calc. And Grass Eater just making some Lyrilisks. A little bit more straightforward for him. He likes his ground units. Oh my god, he's actually bypassed the enemy scouting by, like, sort of incidentally, but now the Lyrilisks are available. They are going to be able to run down the Quaz. Some of his own Lyras are on the way, and it looks like he's invested into 11 Lyras rather than invest in the Calcs, because he's worried about the Lyrilisks anti-air capabilities, which does make some sense. It's funny that it's a upgraded pool war here. No Den, no Shroud for either player. Just the Calculator Lake. A little bit of a catch on these Quaz. You don't really want these units to go down for free, but, you know, maybe you can take away some of the Vorvs or something. Doesn't look like it's quite going to be a possibility there for Kenoli. Third base on the way now for Grass Eater as he takes 6 o'clock. A lot more Quaz where that came from, and I think now we can get those Calculisks out. Indeed, 3 of them are finished and ready to go. Drolet's moving over towards 6 o'clock in the process, and 10 worker lead for Grass Eater. I don't like his composition necessarily more than Kenoli's, and I really don't like his angle of attack. He is struggling to get his army to actually attack all at the same time, so that's definitely a problem. Calculus count isn't too deadly right now, but we are going to need to see some anti-air defenses crop up around this position. Oh, he's got Larvosks everywhere, too. Pretty easy for Kenoli to just snipe stuff. Up over 1,000 minerals. Yep, it's Kenoli. Yeah, static defense coming up at 6 o'clock, but he needs to do it in a few other spots. He's only got 1 Spraith over here in the main and the natural mineral lines, but Shroud coming. As long as he can actually keep mining going over here at 6, and pretty instantaneous morph of the Spraiths, yeah, he might be okay. Again, 5 Calcs isn't really the end of the world. There's a lot of Lyras, though. We're up to 27 of the things. Oh, he's going to just try to run it. Now, they're kind of bruised. There's 1 Spraith here. He's got some Quaz on standby. Oh, the workers, no. He tries to burrow them. They still take the damage, though. And Kenoli knows that he's targeting the hatch so he can kill all the workers that were there. Instantaneously makes it into an even game in terms of worker count. And he does lose all of the Calcs. And most of the Naths in the process. Revealing that the 6 o'clock has been taken is pretty good, actually, because Grass Eater should be able to take that, you know, to be relatively sure that there's no other base on the map. He's got Zets in all corners, basically. He's going to try to go over to the top right, but there's actually no ground path there, to my knowledge. No. He won't see Kagris, so that's actually still information in ZVZ. That's pretty good. Now, the Lyrilisks are going to try to bounce on each other. This is a pretty abysmal angle to try to come through. Should be a better fight for Grass Eater. Shroud is done for him as well, but he's not making anything behind this. Kenoli's still waiting for his own Shroud to pop so he can bank money a little bit more justifiably. And we've got 11 Lakes, which is a great choice overall, but, you know, you're losing out on a lot of your chaff. fighting before your power spike. It wouldn't surprise me if Kenoli makes a couple Zoryus before he makes any Lakas. Man. Kind of emerging from his base on multiple fronts. Kenoli going to charge the natural. There's nothing here to defend it. The Lakas are done, but they need to get into position ASAP. And, well, they're not even burrowed at 6, so this is going to be a problem for sure. Let's see what Grass Eater's response time is like. Lyrilisk's running right into his natural to start heckling him. He still isn't burrowing. The Lakas over here. He's actually walking away from his 6 o'clock base as his army barely catches up with the attack force into the natural. So he's going to end up losing that third. And all the workers there. Grass Eater doing his best to try to clean this up, but all the workers going down to, oh my god, below 20 workers. Poor Grass. The struggle is real. He's going to move back across the map. I think he kind of needs to trade down the enemy army so that Kenoli doesn't run away with this position. But he also, if he wants to go for a longer game, he needs to rebuild. And look, 5 Lyrilisks still burrowed in the natural. At any point, Kenoli can unburrow them. He considered it then and decided to wait. Kenoli's got some tactics to him, man. He's got some ideas for sure. I'm not sure what the Ovoleths are for yet. I don't know if he wants to bring them for detection or... If he wants, yeah, obviously the Lakas exist as an option, but he made many, so I wonder if he's planning on something in particular. Could have just been an overbuild, or could have been intentional. Trying to push his opponent back with the Lyras. If the Lakas can do the trick here, they're not even with the army. What is Grass doing? If the Lakas can move across the map and make matters, take matters into their own hands, then we can be in a very different situation here, where Grass has a containment up and he can reset the expansions on the map. But Kenoli has such a huge bank, and he's going to go ahead and make more calcs. And after a certain point, you just don't have anything there to defend. You know, he's got 1 Spraith in each base. He's not mining gas. He's barely mining minerals. And the Lyrilisks can strike at pretty much any time. Yeah, Ovoleth's just kind of watching out for stuff. In the process, though, coming on in, the lake is trying to burrow right in the front. There's plenty of detection. The Calculisks are out. Oh, the Calculisks are even coming in from the main base where they were gestating. We got Zoryus debuffing each other. The Lakers are going to try to have a field day with all of that, with extra armor rend helping them out, but it's not going to be enough. And the circuits only barely get cracked, and that has to be GG surely. And there it is. There's the call as the last Lakers falls. It's a wrap. Kenoli winning the game with 1,000 minerals in the bank. His Lyrilisks unburrowed in the natural as well, just adding insult to injury, and that is a ZVZ. I like a good ZVZ, and that was a pretty good one. I dig it. I'm a fan. GG.